What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Is it a stalemate? Does the unstoppable force move around the immovable object? Does the immovable object stand its ground and push back the unstoppable force? That is the question that this whole Super Bowl is going to rely around. This 49ers defense is immovable. This Chiefs offense is unstoppable. Patrick Mahomes is a force in nature, and this 49ers defensive line hits like a tidal wave. These teams are extraordinarily evenly matched. It's possibly the most evenly matched Super Bowl in years. So when the question is asked of me, who do I think is going to win? I can only give a vague idea. It's my belief that the San Francisco 49ers are going to come on top in this game. And I spent a long time trying to reason with myself both sides of the coin. So I'm going to present both sides. I'm not going to sit here and just give only my reasons for the 49ers. I'm not going to give only the counter arguments for the Chiefs. I'm going to start from the top. Football is both a mental and physical game, as are 99% of sports played around the world. And when I look at a game, specifically a championship game with implications where everything is multiplied to a factor of 10, I often consider, where is the pressure? And the pressure is clear. The pressure is on the Chiefs. This is not debatable. For some reason, both coaches, both Kyle Shanahan and Andy Reid, both of them have come up short in the Super Bowl. But all the pressure is on Andy Reid. All of it. All of it is on Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes really wants to solidify himself as the greatest quarterback in the NFL currently, he needs to win this. He's easily the most skilled. I don't think anybody's going to argue against his talent. But there's a factor of greatness that comes along with winning. It comes along with being clutch. Same goes for Andy Reid. But Kyle Shanahan was on the Falcons team that blew the 28-3 lead to the Patriots. And nobody considers this. All the pressure is on the Chiefs. The 49ers are playing with house money. The 49ers have nothing to lose. Have nothing to lose. That is the largest reason that I think the 49ers are going to come out on top. Because every team can come out and say, we're not affected by the media. The media means nothing to us. And they're lying. With a team with all these men, football has an extraordinarily large roster. The media is going to get to some of them. The 49ers have remained mostly... Both teams have remained consummate professionals. But the Chiefs have been slightly more arrogant. It's very slightly. People perceive their GM coming out and say... Not their GM. They perceive Eric Bieniemy coming out and saying that every play we design is built for a touchdown as cocky. Many of the media have perceived it. What do I think? It's a toss-up. I like that attitude, but I wouldn't choose a Super Bowl to say that. All the pressure's on the Chiefs. And if the 49ers win or lose, all the headlines are going to be... If the 49ers lose, all the headlines are going to be about the Chiefs. If the 49ers win, all of them are going to be about them. It's not the same with the Chiefs. If the Chiefs lose, all of it's about the Chiefs. If the Chiefs win, it's all about them. Regardless, everything is about the Chiefs. If they win or if they lose, Andy Reid will be criticized. Or if they win, Patrick Mahomes will be hailed as the new quarterback of the league, the new face of the league. All the pressure is on the Chiefs. But like I said, it's not just a mental game, it's a physical game. The 49ers defense, like I mentioned before, is spectacular. Their front seven is the best in the league, and they can pressure any quarterback regardless of offensive line protecting them. Any quarterback's in trouble. I also believe that their offense is more consistent. It is not better than the Chiefs. It is more consistent. Maybe it's because I'm a football purist. Maybe because I value running the ball a lot more than it currently is in the league. I understand the league is more passing oriented, but personally, I just enjoy running the football, and I enjoy watching that. Kyle Shanahan's zone run scheme is spectacular to watch. Mostert had 4 touchdowns last game. The 49ers use a ton of motion, use Kittle, who is the best blocking tight end in the league. When we speak about George Kittle, we mention his receiving and his ability to run after the catch. He's the best blocking tight end in the league. Watching this zone run is fascinating. The amount of pre-snap motions that the 49ers go through almost every single run is fascinating to watch. It's fascinating to watch. It also gives you a model of consistency. It's a lot harder to stop a consistent run game. It's a lot harder to stop that and put it out of motion than it is to stop a consistent pass game. And what the 49ers are so good at is that even if that fails, Jimmy Garoppolo is a good quarterback. People seem to use his performance in the Packers game as a stain. They look at the fact that he didn't pass the ball very much as if that is reflecting his ability. And they couldn't be farther from the truth. Give me one reason, one single reason, why the 49ers should have thrown the ball if their run game was working and Aaron Rodgers was behind them. Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks in the league playing from behind. You wanted to take the ball out of Jimmy Garoppolo's hand? You want to take the ball out of what was working, out of Mostert's hands, and put it into Jimmy Garoppolo? Why? It makes no sense. Cool, it would have been cool for Garoppolo to have better stats, but who cares? You won. Why would you move off of what was working in favor of a more flashy pass game? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't get why Jimmy Garoppolo's performance, or lack thereof, was a stain on him if everything he did contributed to a win. It's the stupidest take I've seen in the past couple weeks. Jimmy Garoppolo isn't good because he didn't pass the ball very much. It's just stupid. It's plain idiocy. They also have the best counter to this Chiefs offense. The word to describe this Chiefs offense is explosive. That's it. It's explosive. That's simply what it is. Any play they can score. Like Bieniemy said, every play is designed for a touchdown. And that's true. Every play. They can score whenever. However, they can score any which way. The 49ers are the best team in the league in stopping plays over 20-plus yards. What that means is that they have just taken the biggest facet of the Chiefs' offense and, for the most part, eliminated it. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. I'm going to refer to the stat I said before. When two teams, a top 2 offense and a top 10 defense, have met in league history, it's happened 4 times. The top 10 defense has prevailed 3 out of those 4 times. I'm not necessarily a stat guy. I believe in analytics, not analytics. I like to trust my eyes, and I accompany that along with stats. But this has to count for something, I believe. Just a little bit. It makes me feel a little bit more confident in my pick of the 49ers, not necessarily a lock. It helps me feel more confident. But I want to talk about the Chiefs for 1 second. The 49ers could go out there and do literally everything I said to perfection. To absolute perfection. And they could still lose because Patrick Mahomes is that damn good. There's a difference between greatness and talent. There's a difference between the greatest of all time and the best of all time. Best is your skill. It is your skill, your ability. Greatness is what you've achieved with your ability. Greatness is the culmination of your skill. Best is using your skill. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. He is by far and away the most skilled, the most talented quarterback, not only that I have seen in years. In years. He has, in his second year, we all understood, if you had a brain, that he had the potential to go down as the greatest of all time. That is his potential. His ceiling is greatest of all time. We know of his skill. We don't know of his greatness yet. But he's so damn skilled. The 49ers could do everything right. They could put pressure on him. And here is the biggest factor, I believe, in this game. Besides Patrick Mahomes' spectacular ability to throw football, Patrick Mahomes can run. The 49ers, the biggest problem they've had all season is playing mobile quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, those have been some of their most difficult games. And Patrick Mahomes has the ability to run. Patrick Mahomes isn't as fast as Kyler Murray, isn't as fast as Russell Wilson, obviously. Those two are on a different level. But Patrick Mahomes has sneaky speed. He reminds me a lot of Aaron Rodgers when he runs. That's what he reminds me of. A better version running out. Rodgers has a spectacular ability to move within the pocket. Patrick Mahomes has that ability a little bit less. But when he gets out into the open field, then his ability surpasses Rodgers. While I say this, though, because this game is so everything I say is so conflicting, because everything has a counter, it seems, from both sides, is that look what the 49ers did to Rodgers. Everything seems to have a counter. But do I believe in Patrick Mahomes? Absolutely. Will Patrick Mahomes have a great game? Probably. Andy Reid is an offensive genius, especially coming off a bye. Even though I ripped him earlier, even though I ripped Shanahan, actually, I ripped both of them for their inability to come up big in the biggest games. Andy Reid is the best coach in the league coming off a bye. Besides Bill Belichick, he's the best in the league at doing that. And given him this time, he can come up with a scheme that blows every expectation I have out of the water. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. He's that talented. This Chiefs team is more talented. But I believe the Niners team performs better as a team. It's so, because every time I try to express my thoughts, I always backtrack on them because it seems another counter comes out. There is no way, let me get that out of the way right now. There is not a snowball's chance in hell this game's a blowout. Not a snowball's chance in hell. If this game ends up anything over a 7-point differential, I will be so utterly shocked. I will be so shocked. I expect the total score to be above 50. I believe it will be a fairly high-scoring game. I believe both quarterbacks will have very good games. I don't think anybody's going to have a bad game. The side of the football that matters the most this game, the team with the most pressure, the part of the ball with the most pressure, is the Chiefs defense, however. That has the most pressure. And they have gotten much better down the stretch. Start of the season, god-awful. Much better down the stretch with Shermer. Not with Shermer. Much better down the stretch. Can they ride this into the Super Bowl? I don't know. I don't know. This Super Bowl is so conflicting on every side. Last year, my motto is I don't bet against Tom Brady. So last year, I didn't bet against Tom Brady. I didn't. I cannot bet against Tom Brady's greatness. But neither team has proved this year. Neither team. In fact, it's the opposite. Like I said, both coaches have come up short. If you want to say Garoppolo has been on Patriots teams, maybe that gives them an edge. Maybe. But no one knows. If I'm going to go with my gut, I have to go with the 49ers. But it's by such a small margin. Such little confidence in them. It can go either way. But I'm going to go with the 49ers. I believe the Super Bowl is going to be one for the ages. I believe in the 100th season in the NFL, this Super Bowl will be one for the ages. That's it for the day, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great time watching the game on Sunday, and peace out.